The rain in Seattle fell like knives, each heavy drop slashing against the cold glass windows of the 37-story tower. That night, Ryan Callahan sat alone in his darkened office, with only the glow of his computer screen illuminating his exhausted face. His finger hovered over the send button for what felt like an eternity. Then he pressed it. The resignation email flew away, carrying with it 12 years of dedication. 12 years in which he had traded his blood, sweat, and tears for money to raise his daughter. Ryan leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. The image of Emma, his precious 8-year-old daughter, appeared vividly in his mind. She was lying in a hospital bed, her golden hair spread across the white pillow, her lips pale purple from her weak heart. For the past 3 months, Ryan had only managed to visit her a few times, each visit lasting no more than 15 rushed minutes before he had to race back to another meeting. Yesterday, as he was about to leave, Emma had grabbed his shirt sleeve with her cold little fingers and whispered, "Daddy, I dreamed about you yesterday. You were smiling and playing with me in the park, but when I ran to you, you disappeared. I kept calling, but you were gone." Tears rolled down Ryan's cheeks. He hadn't cried in front of her daughter, but that night he broke down like a child in his car parked in the hospital basement. This morning, his cold-hearted boss had sneered at him. "Callahan, quitting now is career suicide. A man over 40 like you, once you're out, you're finished." He stood up without saying a word. He carefully collected every photo of Emma that covered his cubicle walls and placed them gently into an old cardboard box. His colleagues watched him with a mix of pity and disbelief. A young woman whispered, "What happened to Ryan? Why would he throw everything away?" He walked out of the building into the pouring rain. The water mixed with his tears, soaking through his shirt. Yet strangely, with every step, he felt lighter. It was as if he had finally dropped a burden that had crushed his chest for 12 long years. When he opened the door to their small suburban apartment, Emma was curled up on the sofa, hugging the old teddy bear he had bought her when she was 5. The moment she saw him, her eyes lit up. "Daddy, you're really home?" She ran into his arms and hugged him so tightly it hurt. Ryan knelt down, held her close, and whispered, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for leaving you alone for so long. From now on, Daddy will be home more, I promise." That night, they didn't go to sleep right away. Ryan made up fairy tales just for her. Together, they built a giant fort out of blankets and pillows in the living room. They ate chocolate ice cream that Ryan had secretly saved for her and laughed loudly as he pretended to be a clumsy bear. Emma eventually fell asleep in his arms, a peaceful smile for the first time in months. Ryan gently stroked her hair, thinking to himself, "No matter how poor we become, you are worth 1,000 times more than anything I have given up." But life does not let go easily. The next morning, an eviction notice lay under the door like a dagger. Their savings were nearly gone because of the medical bills. Ryan entered his own personal hell. He skipped meals so Emma could eat, sold his late wife's wedding ring, and turned off all the lights except for a small one in Emma's room. There were nights when Emma had high fevers. Ryan held her trembling body, wiping away her sweat while singing the lullabies his wife used to sing. When she asked in a shaky voice, "Daddy, we won't be separated, right?" he could only hold her tighter and swallow his tears. Then came one fateful evening. The apartment was dark after the power had been cut off. Emma sat curled up under the dim candlelight, trying to color a picture of the two of them walking in the park. A sharp knock sounded at the door. Ryan opened it and froze. Standing before him was Alexandra Montgomery, the legendary CEO of Horizon Dynamics, the woman the entire American tech world called the Ice Queen. Her expensive cashmere coat was drenched. Beside her stood her 9-year-old daughter with beautiful golden hair, clutching an old doll tightly. "Mr. Callahan," her voice trembled, completely unlike the cold, commanding tone seen on television. "I've been looking for you for 2 weeks." They stepped into the dimly lit apartment. Alexandra looked around slowly at the stack of unpaid bills, Emma's colorful drawings covering the walls, and Ryan's weary eyes. She remained silent for a long moment, then suddenly knelt on one knee in front of Emma. "You are the little girl who said those words to your dad at the hospital, aren't you?" Emma nodded in surprise. Alexandra turned to Ryan, tears streaming down her once impassive face that had made thousands of employees tremble. "The night you resigned, I was also at the hospital. My daughter had just undergone heart surgery. She heard what Emma asked you. Afterwards, she looked at me and cried, 'Mummy, I'm losing you too. You're only a CEO, not my real mum.'" Alexandra's voice broke completely. "For 12 years, I thought I was succeeding, but in reality, I was losing my own daughter. You dared to do what I was too afraid to do. You chose your child before it was too late." She stood up, wiped her tears, and placed a thick folder on the table. "This is not an offer to return to your old job. I've created an entirely new position for you, Global Director of Family Culture. You will have the power to change company policies across the entire corporation. Flexible hours, remote work, the best medical coverage for Emma, and most importantly, you will help me build a company where no parent ever has to cry for missing their child's childhood." Ryan held the folder with trembling hands. Under the flickering candlelight, the 2 little girls, Emma and Alexandra's daughter, sat close together, coloring a big picture of 4 people walking in the park. Their innocent laughter filled the room, the warmest sound Ryan had heard in many months. He looked up at Alexandra, his voice choked with emotion. I don't know what to say." She smiled through her tears. "You don't need to say anything. Just help me change everything." Sometimes the most painful journey leads us to the greatest happiness. Sometimes bravely letting go is not failure, it is salvation for the soul. And when you choose love over fear, life will repay you with miracles you never imagined. Ryan Callahan's story reminds us all, career success means nothing if your child's heart grows cold. Hold your child tightly today, before tomorrow is filled only with endless regret. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Deep Life Stories, the channel that brings you profound, real-life stories about love, sacrifice, and the journey back to what truly matters most in life. Thank you for listening. Today, make time for your family.